I fully expect them to edit some stuff down to get it to a PG-13 rating. And then maybe for the DVD we'll get an R edit, but I'm assuming it's just for extreme violence. But they don't ever show any blood in these except for, little scratches that heal quickly. So I'm curious where the R rating came. I know they probably didn't push the envelope with language because they pretty much only get one F-bomb. So kind of curious.
I think Wolverine just stands back and goes, "Motherfucker!" Just belts it out. Just like that.
You get one in the PG-13. I mean, in first class he says it. He tells him to fuck off in first class.
As being a 35-year-old man, I R rating, Wolverine, bring it on.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Right. And I agree. I'm in the same wheelhouse. But they also want the kids under 18 to be able to go see this movie. Because they're looking at, the kids that go see X-Men, they want them to be able to go see Wolverine.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, I think.
I don't think the kids are the big money market in that.
I don't think so either.
I think they'll miss maybe 25% of their money.
I think it's
25% of the money Fox Studios cannot afford to lose.
I think it's a good, and I could be completely wrong and off base on this, but I think it's a good risk to take and to see if they can make more money making it R-rated for our demographic. That'd be like badass. So it's going to be pretty good. They're not balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Will that make more money? Will they get more of that demographic in versus the kids?
Yeah.
And kids, I mean, 18, 19, 20.
Well, they'll still go see the R-rated.
Yeah, I thought this was
got to be like 15, 14.
I mean, I have kids. I'm not going to take them to go see Wolverine regardless. I'm just not. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's some parents that would. I don't know. But it's an interesting thing that they're trying, if they do.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a PG-13 by the time it's released. Remember how a couple weeks ago we mentioned that Quicksilver was probably going to be in Avengers 2?
Yeah. Yeah.
Evidently, Quicksilver, Fox Studios wasted no time to jump all over adding Quicksilver to X-Men Days of Futures Past.
See?
And now there's a big fat, where is he going to end up? Because he's one of those middle ground characters. He may be the first crossover character to be between both a Marvel film and a Fox film, but I thought that was pretty interesting. Bryan Singer wasted no time to add him into the movie.
The new company will be Marvelous Fox.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And, a bunch of characters got bought back up by Marvel reacquired a whole bunch of characters. They got Daredevil back. They got Ghost Rider, which not like we'll ever see anything with that. They acquired a bunch of characters back. So it'll be interesting to see what Marvel does with some of those in the next few years.
It shall be. It should be pretty interesting. Is there anything new on Blu-ray and DVD? I have no idea.
Offhand, I think Die Hard comes out in a couple days.
Die Hard? Yeah, I didn't see that.
I think it comes out next week.
Did you see that, Rick?
It's a Die
No, because it's
Die Hardest.
Everybody I talked to that saw it said it's hands down the worst of the Die Hard series.
When are they going to make a Die Hard on?
Ooh, I think they have.
Never.
No, I think they have.
They have. It's just
And
not wide release.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Bruce Willis.
In the sequel, Die Boner.
They just went and shaved some porn star's head and called him John McOnlane or something. So, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't really look to see what else comes out.
There was a thing in the chat room. Oh, the chat room is saying that our rating is 17 and over. Yes, I do know that. And they're also saying you can also go if your parents are with you. Yes, we know that too. We're kind of counting those guys out. We're talking about the people, the kids that are on their own, kind of a thing. Moved out of the house, 17, 18, around there.
14-year-old,
whatever, 13.
On your own. Got 6 jobs, have 3 kids.
Yeah, you know. Want to welcome Dino in the chat room as well as what's hot on Spreaker. I highly doubt that's your full name, sir or madam, but welcome to the chat room anyways.
Drew asked me really quick what I think about The Purge. That's from the guys who did the original Saw as well as Paranormal Activity, and they did okay, I can't think of the movie Sinister last year. I think it's going to be really messed up. I think it's going to be really twisted because those guys are really twisted. Not really the kind of movie that I like to see. and I think for the horror genre fans, they're going to love it. I think it's going to be absolutely a twisted mess. So it's not a movie I'll see, but I know a lot of people that will, and I think if you like that type of stuff, you're going to love The Purge.
Rick, you're not a big horror fan, are you?
No, not really. I'm just never. I mean, unless it's the Freddy Krueger silly kind of horror stuff where I know it's going to be funny more than gross. I just don't. I don't deal with that stuff too well. I just don't want to see it. So,
what, Amy? Are you like the biggest like horror fan out there?
No, I like horror movies, but I feel like they don't make them like they used to. Like they're too predictable now. I would rather have a good like scare the crap out of me movie than a gory movie.
What's a good?
Define scary.
Like, what's your
gory movie?
Yeah, what's your favorite scary movie? Like, is it old school, like Birds or something?
You know, no. We used to watch. My favorites would probably be like Nightmare on Elm Street, but the only reason is because my aunt lives in Ohio and she lives on Elm Street.
Oh, fuck that!
And
fuck that.
We used to watch them at her house on Friday the 13th, all the time. So those were like good scary movies for me.
Have you
but
watched
it might have
recently?
had to do with my no.
Because when you were younger, yes, they were terrifying. If you watch it now, you go.
That's true. That's so true.
My parents and her friends used to get freaking stoned out of their skulls, and they would call me and my friends upstairs when we were 4, 5, and 6, and make us watch like terror scenes from like Nightmare on Elm Street and Friday the 13th. And then they couldn't figure out why. They laughed their ass off, and then they couldn't figure out why for 5, 6, 7 weeks at a time we had awful nightmares. And at 2 a.m. woke up screaming. We won because obviously they're dumb.
Nick in the chat room is bringing up Faces of Death.
Oh, those are awesome, man.
It's not
they're
a
so
horror
wrong.
movie.
No, it's not. But it's gore. He's a fan of gore.
It's more of a documentary.
Or he likes gore over horror. But
Yeah, see, I don't like gore.
I don't get into that. That's like torture porn movies. I don't really get into those. I just think they're stupid. I see right through it. It's stupid. It's dumb. I don't know. I don't like them. But no, horror films I tend to just find very amusing.
Agreed.
I mean, Erica, my wife, and I watch them, and she's like cowering with the sheets over her head, and I'm just laughing the whole time. Like, watch this. This is gonna happen.
I just don't understand the gore. I just don't want to see a gory one. You know, I don't want to see entrails ripped out and all that stuff. I just want to see all that stuff. It's like, give me something that's scary and makes me jump out of my seat. That's one thing.
But those are shock movies. Shock movies are totally different than like the cerebral horror movie.
Yeah, you know,
just like when somebody's slowly walking through the woods and you're like, someone's gonna jump out, and then you're just like, oh fuck you.
The scare tactic doesn't really. I don't know, it's just it's old. It's played on. It's just.
I think what really scare tactic comes on more when it's like based on a true story, and you're like, "Oh shit, this stuff can actually happen." That scares me.
Oh, like The Strangers. The Strangers actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was fucked up. I will give it that. That one was a little terrifying.
A Stranger happens a lot. I saw it in my arm.
But what's more terrifying to me is like some of the even like Signs. Like stuff like that, like the mystery of it, the unknown is more terrifying to me than
the first time you see the alien in that movie, dude, I jumped like 2 feet.
Yeah, that one was fucked up, man.
That was well done, dude. That was well done.
All right, shall we get into some science?
Sure.
We're gonna do some science and a web gem, and then we're gonna do the call-in, and we have a few talking points. Aaron, why don't you give out a number? You got the number for people that want to call in live?
I do. It's 1-248-242-7447.
Very good. Write it down. Save it. Put it in your phone. And
don't call in yet, though. Just wait. We'll tell you when to call in.
Yeah. It'll be after the web gem. All right. Let's get into some science.
Now it's time for science time.
Got no science. Got no science. Got no science. Got no science. It's not going to blow up.
Beware, crazy ants are on the loose in the southeast. No, really, they're called crazy ants. And according to the new study, they are so crazy that those dreaded fire ants can't even hold their own against them. They're really scary, actually. Fire ants are a real pain, very invasive species. They're kind of new on the scene. They were discovered in the U.S. In 2002, And since then, 21 countries or counties in Texas have established populations of crazy ants.
Awesome.
Do you have crazy ants, Rick?
I haven't seen any crazy ants yet.
Apparently, they get into like electrical equipment really bad, and they like fuck shit up. Like they just get in and start banging like pots and pans and ripping the wires apart. This is the craziest ant species. They actually look very similar to fire ants, and they can they can sting just as bad, if not worse, than fire ants as well.
Are they like the same in relation to size?
Yeah, they're very similar, very very similar, and and they're saying according to Live Science, compared to the crazy ant, fire ants are actually kind of polite. And
they ask for permission before they come in?
I'll leave your electrical equipment alone. It's just you step on my mound, I'll fuck your shit up. But these ants, there's no like established colonies, so they just go everywhere and anywhere, and they invade homes and nest in walls and crawl spaces. I mean, they're crazy. They're like drunk fire ants is what they are.
Awesome.
I like it.
So how do you tell the difference between them and like a fire ant? Like, do they look a lot different?
The crazy ants all wear fraternity sweaters.
Yeah.
they got letters tattooed on their chest.
Big C. It's a big C. No, the article didn't go over that, and I kind of tried to look for pictures of one. The one I have in the show notes is an actual crazy ant. So I think the fire ants are a little bit more red, where the crazy ants look a teeny bit more copper, I'd say.
You ever had the pleasure of being lit up by fire ants? It's not fun. I got bit. I slid on a mound and didn't realize it until they were just devouring my legs.
Oh, jeez.
It's not. It literally feels like someone's taking a lighter to your skin.
My brother.
I'll skip it.
My brother Chris, he used to live in Florida when he was in the Navy, and
Weird. That's where I got bit.
Oh, there you go. He got swarmed by fire ants.
Really?
In his yard, stepped on a mound, didn't realize it, and they were all over. And they
within seconds.
Yeah,
it's amazing how fast they're all over you.
Yeah, they run really fast. But yeah, I think he had to go to the hospital and just get treated. I don't know. God, I can't even imagine that shit. I'm such a pussy. When I get stung by a bee, my leg inflames to the size of a grapefruit, and I'm like borderline allergic. So I can only imagine getting swarmed by crazy ants or fire ants, and just it wouldn't be a good scene.
You know the good trick to a bee sting, right?
Piss on it.
No, well that too. But you can take a cigarette, rip it open, obviously not lit, and hold it over the like push it into the spot where you got stung. Hold it there for about 3 or 4 minutes, and you take it off, and it'll pull all the poison, and it'll pull the stinger out.
I heard about this.
It works.
Is it the
I do it
tobacco?
every time I get stung.
No, I thought it had to be a little damp, though.
It works. Works every time I've ever been stung. I've been stung probably. It's happened to me probably 5 or 6 times, and every single time I do that, within 5 minutes, I can't even tell that I was stung.
Any tricks for black widow spider bites?
Go to the hospital.
Grab a cigarette, rip it in half, see what happens.
Call Mike and ask him what he does.
Actually, black widows, they're not even close to some of the poisonous animals out there.
No.
I mean, you can survive a black widow bite.
Fuck the
Brown
recluse.
recluse, man, that'll get you.
Animal Attack Mike.
Melt your flesh.
Animal Attack Mike 2 years ago got bit by a brown recluse.
Did not.
Yes, he did, and I got a picture somewhere. I got to find it. I have it somewhere. I'll post it on Facebook. And
Does that not surprise you? That kid's been stung by everything.
Yeah,
I'm waiting to hear him tell us he got bit by a lion.
Yeah, I know. A cheetah chased me. And
I went to the zoo and it got out and ate my ass.
But no, it was so gross. He sent me from the hospital. He sent me a picture of it. Looked like literally like if he took his pinky and bored a hole into his leg with like green pus and shit on the outside of it. And then
it's instantaneous too.
Yeah, and then he got it. Then it got infected, and he got MRSA, which you don't want to get that. That is a highly contagious
he's lucky
shit.
to be alive.
Yeah,
a combination of that.
Yeah, he's fucked. This is why it's Animal Attack Mike. The kid gets fucked up by animals all the time.
I'm gonna start calling him an Invincible Attack Mike because he survives all this shit.
Although a cat did bite me last week.
You got bit by a cat?
You've been hanging out with Mike a lot.
You got bit by a pussy?
Dun dun dun. It had teeth.
No, it was just weird. I was in this lady's house, and there was this cat, and it was like acting real friendly, and it was like rubbing up against me. I'm like, "You're a really friendly guy," and then it goes, it just bit my leg. Well, get the fuck! And I kicked it. I kicked it really. It was like an instinctual thing, like and kicked it, and it was like it started hissing at me. I'm like, "You bit me, asshole!"
Stupid cat. Just kick it again. Who cares?
I know.
They're good for nothing.
Drew in the chat room is saying rub aspirin on a bee sting.
I've heard that too. I haven't tried that yet. Cigarette always worked.
Nick saying, don't forget to pull the stinger out.
You don't have to.